Welcome on in for today's college basketball pick video play heading into Wednesday's action for November 20th, 2019. In this one, going to be talking about this contest here between the Austin Peay Governors and the Vanderbilt Commodores. Give our lean on where we see the better value against the spread. Right now, Vanderbilt sitting as around 7.5-point favorites. And if you're interested in getting all of our college basketball picks for today, including our daily free play, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. So heading into this one, we have the road team Austin Peay at just 1-2 overall, with their only victory coming against a lower division opponent. This is actually going to be the third straight true road game for Austin Peay. They're coming off back-to-back defeats. In their first D1 road matchup, they fell to Western Kentucky. A poor defensive showing there from the Governors, losing it by a final of 75-97. And then in their last outing, a little bit more competitive on the road against Tulsa, but coming up short, losing that one by a final of 65-72. And where I have a concern with Austin Peay is with them on the defensive side of the ball, coming into this one against a Power 5 opponent taking on Vanderbilt. Now, the Governors, they've been led by Terry Taylor, the guard who's leading the team, averaging 21.7 points per game. And it's a relatively small sample size, obviously, with Austin Peay, but in terms of what they've done against D1 competition, they're averaging 70 points per contest while they're giving up quite a bit more than that in terms of the 97 to Western Kentucky and 72 to Tulsa. Now, the home team, the Vanderbilt Commodores, they're at 2-1. They're coming off a defeat in their last outing, losing at Richmond by 1 point, a final of 92-93. And this potentially has higher scoring matchup written all over it as the Commodores come off that very high scoring affair against Richmond. So their two home games against mid-major opponents, the Commodores, that's how they picked up their two victories, taking down another Ohio Valley Conference opponent, Southeast Missouri State, by a final of 83-65, so winning that one by 18 points. Then they followed that up with not as quite of a solid performance against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, winning it by a final of 71-66. Now, their 18-point victory over OVC opponent Southeast Missouri State, that's a team that's expected to finish a bit lower than Austin Peay in the OVC this season, so we would perhaps expect this one to be a bit closer than that 18-point margin from the Commodores. And we're really interested to see what Vandy does this year under new head coach Jerry Stackhouse. Of course, Stackhouse had quite a solid career in the NBA, and in terms of coming up through the coaching ranks on the NBA level, able to come over here into college basketball and take a head coaching gig. I'm just fascinated to see what Stackhouse is able to do. Now, in terms of what we see from the Commodores, forward Aaron Naismith has had a really strong start to the campaign. He's averaging 26.7 points per game, and Vanderbilt, they're averaging 82 points per game, and we expect them to put up a lot of points in this one against Austin Peay. So one potential value play to take in this one is going to the over 147 points. But also on top of that, we like behind their home court advantage, Vanderbilt, to be a little bit too much coming in here as a Power 5 squad against Austin Peay as they go on to win, and by enough of a margin to cover this 7.5-point spread. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. And you can check out all of our college basketball picks for today's action over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description.